Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Truth Hurts. I'm Andrew the Love Doctor. I specialize in breakups with creeping, lying, and cheating in relationships. Forgive my appearance and or demeanor because I'm presently suffering from chronic post-traumatic stress disorder, which is a condition that results from chronic or long-term exposure to emotional trauma due to emotional abuse or loss of a family member. This is my first holiday without my mom, who recently passed, and this is used to be the greatest time of the year for me. I've always lived for the occasion since a little boy. This time used to be better than Christmas for me. I also want to thank everyone for their YouTube comments, especially those that contacted me personally, providing emotional support and to encourage me to continue making these videos despite my mental state, because I'm making a difference in people's lives who relates to my stressful situation. Some of the comments that spiritually moved me was, your therapy is making others aware of the potential fuckery of a narcissist. It's imperative that you do not let what that slime bucket did shut you down permanently. You are so courageous, your honesty, courage, and bravery to be authentic and tell your truth from your heart is hard to find these days. Secondly, taking the road less traveled, getting your emotions under control so you can tap into higher wisdom. God knows there are people need our example, people who have survived the trauma and walked the walk to recovery. These comments made a difference in my life. This is what recovery is about. I'm helping you and you help me. Today, I'm going to discuss red flag number 4. Sex with a narcissist. Red flag. Sex is a weapon of the narcissist. Narcissists are nymphomaniacs. An excessive lust for sex. Sex is nothing but a feeling to a narcissist. And they use sex as a tool for when they control your body. They can also control your mind. Run. If my narcissist, a woman, had sexually turned me out, she would have turned me into a pansy. Pansy, a manly person, also referred to as pussy whipped. Why would I allow that? I'm not going to do it. I don't care how much I loved her. I loved Lilith as I loved no other. No other woman in my life. Even as I'm saying this, 9 months later after the breakup, my eyes are welling up with water from missing her. However, after studying narcissism, I'm smart enough to know I don't miss Lilith. I miss the woman I thought she was. That person I miss was an illusion. That's why I never shedded a tear for her. Never cry over a person that doesn't deserve your tears. Narcissists are monsters that if the sex is good, they're not going anywhere. What type of monsters are they? Succubus, a demon in female form or supernatural entity in folklore, traced back to medieval legend that appears in dreams and takes the form of a woman in order to seduce men, usually through sexual activity. The name comes from Old Latin and means to lie under. In ancient Middle Eastern cultures, Lilith was the night demon's name. Incubus is the male version of this monster for women. Whichever name is used, the essential qualities are all the same: a demon that tempts sexually at night. Pay attention. Religious traditions hold that repeated sexual activity with a succubus may result in the deterioration of health or even death. In other words, drain their life force like a vampire. Now you know why the character of my book, once again, here we go again, this time with the narcissist, was given the name Lilith. It's appropriate, since all she did was sold me dreams and illusions and sucked the life force out of me. A person in the young and dumb stages of life, early teens, late 20s, are going to stay happy with just sex. A man of substance, such as myself, is going to want intelligence he can build with. Stimulate his mind and he will become sexual. Sex is not intelligence. It's an act of instant gratification. That's why sex don't equal love. With Lilith, it wasn't intelligence that turned me off. There was a lack of respect. Who makes love with someone who doesn't respect them? Nobody. Narcissists can cry lack of sex all they want, but if they are not giving you the respect you deserve, why should you bond with them and attach your feelings to them any further? You must never compromise your principles if you want respect with a narcissist, or else they will undermine you and run all over you. Every time you have sex with someone, you are bonding with them. If the sex is good, you're in trouble. If they don't feel the same way you do, that you feel about them, you're in a world of trouble. Pay attention to Lilith's statements. After the first weekend date, honey, I can go on how much you made me feel. You romanced me so much without even having sex with me. You don't have to have sex in order to make love. This is the beauty that most people today can't seem to understand. Later on, you're not comforting me with lovemaking on a regular. I told you before, I enjoy making love at least 3 to 4 times a week. I will even take 2 times a week. Give me some kind of outlet, sex, that will substitute the ailments that I greatly compromised, that could drive anyone up a wall. Red flag. Lilith doesn't want to make love. Lilith wants to get fucked. That's two complete different things. Love is when two people share so many feelings with one another that there is a physical expression of that word. One. Fucking is a man's penis rapidly thrusting back and forth in a woman's vagina. No feelings are needed for this action. So what? So whatever, because the action generates feelings. Instant gratification sensations. Red flag. This is how women can't sleep with anybody. As Lilith says to me one time, what we had was just sex. I never felt so insignificant in all my life hearing that. That woman that I loved so much, I wanted to marry her. All my lovemaking was only sex to her. You couldn't stab me with the coldest, sharpest knife and hurt me more. Run! Red flag. This is narcissistic behavior. Narcissists don't make love. They have sex. This is the reason why they cannot love. During sex, they don't bond. They attach. This is why they are referred to as parasites. Run. Red flag. If your partner is going to have sex with someone else because you are not having sex with them, means they have no loyalty. What if you are medically sick from being in a car accident? Marriage is for better or for worse. They are not going to be around for worse. Run! According to a story Lilith told me in our courtship, she was married and cheated on her first husband with a man she claims that was a better lover, and spent many times having sex with him. As my mom taught me, God rest her soul, you can do what you like, but not as long as you like. Thus, the husband learns out what's going on. What I found fascinating with the story was Lilith tells the first husband she wants a divorce and continues to sleep with the butt buddy. Nothing serious, just happy fucking. After listening to the story, I asked her, since you did this to your first husband, what's to say you won't do it to me? Lilith's response was, Andrew, I was young and dumb then. I'm much older now. I'm much more mature. I don't do things like that anymore. Red flag. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Long story short, she did the same exact thing to me as she did with the first husband. And have the nerve to tell me she's changed a little. After a certain age, 30 years and above, their characters adapts to whatever they do, and it becomes their nature. They may not do it as much, but when the opportunity arises, they will do the same exact thing over again in the same exact way. Run! When someone tells you something, the only thing you can do is take it at face value, because if you question them further without proof, all you'll be doing is starting an argument and look insecure and chase them away. For the life of me, after saying this, honey, I can't go on how much you made me feel. You romanced me so much without even having sex with me. I couldn't understand how Lilith could throw away all we had accomplished together over a cheap fuck. Based on her sexual behavior and encountered the 80-20 factor, because the man she left me for didn't stay with her, Lilith's still jumping from man to man, rebound to rebound. This is why you have to cease sexual contact with a narcissist. Like I said, every time you have sex with them, you are bonding with them, creating soul ties, a link with them. This is why having sex with multiple people, especially with women, as discussed on page 363 of my book, once again, here we go again, this time with the narcissist, are so dangerous because you are linking yourself to everyone they had sex with. strangers to you. A guy once told me, why did you ever want Lilith? She has herpes, for one. How do you think she got it? She replaced her crack addiction with sex addiction. She's approaching 50 years old. She was pregnant in her teens. So let's calculate how many men she's been sleeping with for 35 years. You know she's been sleeping with multiple men per year, 2 at least. So double 35 to 70 men. 1 man per year. That's how you get 35 for 35. That's minimum. You said she was selling her body for drugs. So there has to be more sexual acts with other people, including threesomes that you claim she mentioned. You said you know at least 23 men she's been sleeping with. You, her 2 husbands, her 2 baby daddies, the guy she cheated with you on, the guy she cheated with on the first husband, the guy she cheated with on the second husband, the guy she cheated with on her first baby daddy, the radio host she met you on, the man that paid her $300 to take the day off of work so he can eat a pussy, the 2 men she claimed to rape her, the drug dealers, S, plural, more than one, she had sex with to get crack, the threesome with a guy, the 2 men she had sex with in one day, the white man she had sex with in order to get crack for her first child's father, the man in California who she went to spend the weekend with and claimed she didn't sleep with him, but she's taking him and his sister shopping, and others you have yet to mention and don't know about during her crack addiction. Therefore, we can safely say we can triple the amount of men to round it off to 100 men. 3 men per year. And from this year alone, it's you, the guy she cheated on with you, and the guys she's presently seeing since she's not with the man she left you for. So what we're saying is accurate. When men release their sperm, it doesn't go inside us, but it goes inside the women. Sperm doesn't leave their bodies. It seeps into their DNA and becomes part of their personality. There's over 100 personalities within her. No wonder why she's crazy with psychological issues. She did you a favor, because a woman that crazy for sex can never be faithful to one guy. Lilith claims I'm lying on her, but peep this. This year alone, she's been sleeping with me, Tyrone, the bad boy she left me for. Since someone told me she's not with Tyrone anymore and seeing someone else, that makes 3 men this year alone. And I'm sure there's more. Red flag. When a person is so stupid to leave a person that loves them for someone that just wants sex from them, don't run. Walk away. And cease having sex with them.